Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Progress Project podcast. And in today's episode, me and Marcus just thought we would sit down and just speak about what we believe is to be the biggest sort of mindset shift that you can potentially have in order to just help progress in life. And we believe that this sort of tool has helped us make progress in whatever we wanted to do, whether it's going through a diet phase or Marcus going through coaching, anything like that. It's about switching your focus from an endpoint, like a goal. Obviously, a goal is important to have because it gives you direction. It allows you to make daily progress towards that. But it's more about having the mental shift of now focusing more on the process. And what we mean by that is the daily tasks that you complete, or the days, in fact, in a week that you complete in order to push yourself one step closer to that goal. And we just wanted to have a discussion about how focusing on the process over the destination is going to be huge for you in terms of your self-development.
Yeah. So before we jump into the main part of the podcast, if you do enjoy today's episode, or if you're just new around here, then please do subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're listening on. We do also have a YouTube page as well, so you can go drop us a subscription there, even though you can barely see me today. I look like I'm sat in the dark.
The lighting's not the best one on this video, lads.
It's shit. No. and then we also have an Instagram page as well. We're putting out some content on there, putting out a couple stories every now and then, getting more active on there. So go drop that a follow as well, as like a little extra as like in terms of content.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, idea for this podcast, I was listening to a podcast about 2 hours ago. We did actually have something else planned, but then I listened to a podcast which basically they were kind of talking about this as well. I thought it's actually a really good thing because it's something that I've realized lately, where if you focus on the destination or like the end goal, whatever it is, as soon as you get that goal, like it obviously does feel good, but then by the next day you pretty much just feel the same as you were before. And something recently, like obviously it was still great to have him on, but like when we had Mo on, I was like, oh, that'd be sick. Like, we're actually going to get him on. It'll be quality. We'll have a good chat. We'll learn a lot. And then next day, I was just like, it's back to normal. Like, it doesn't really last. Like, even though it is good, it doesn't last long. And it's the same thing with like going to the gym. I'll be like, oh, once I get like really lean, I'll be like really happy. And then you finally get lean, and then you're like, yeah, it's good. It's pretty cool. And then you're like, now what?
Yeah, I know. Of thing. You hype it up in your head a lot, I believe, or I do anyway. Like as you said with the Mo Samuels podcast, obviously it was great to get him on.
Yeah,
but then that's when you achieve something, you always then have that motivation and that hunger to go one better.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean that moment isn't like of any value. Obviously, like every sort of goal that you achieve in life, you take value from it, but it always just kind of like raises the floor of what you think that you can do, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So like if you think that your potential, that is an alarm for my food to eat. Sorry about that, lads. Right. I'm living a regimented life now.
I'm not even going to cut this. Just carry on, mate.
No. Let me just get back.
Unbelievable.
No, it's actually gym time, apparently.
Is it gym time? God. At least it's got a bit of structure to it. Or at least you know when we talk about having a routine and all that, like at least we know he's not lying. We do actually carry out what we speak about.
Exactly. That is gym time. Yeah, I forgot I was having a rest day. But yeah.
Unbelievable.
What was I saying again? saying
I
about
remember.
saying about how that was that is the like whenever you reach something, it's the floor for what you think is possible. So like if you're able to like achieve something, then you always know that you can do better from then on, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah. I think the thing I've realized is like kind of overhyping it in your head as well, but it's more so you're not happy until you get that goal. So say your
Mm.
goal is fat loss, like don't get me wrong, being lean is like quality, like you look good, you feel good in yourself. But like
Mm-hmm.
say you got to go through a 12-week process to get there. Let's say
12 month.
12 month cut.
I
Fuck
could
off.
barely do 12 weeks, let
Yeah.
alone 12
Yeah,
months.
no, no, he's doing a 12-month cut. But say you got to like diet for 12 weeks, you're so focused on like looking that certain way, then it's just like 12 weeks of not being happy just to get towards that end goal. When actually it's those 12 weeks that got you towards that end goal. So even though you're going to feel quality when you get to the end of it, actually the most important thing is focusing on the like process of getting it. Because if you start enjoying the process or like focusing on winning each day,
100%.
then the destination kind of like comes naturally as a side effect.
And
Whereas I
I
was just
also
gonna,
think
yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say that I think when you have that sort of mindset of placing all your happiness in the end goal, you're actually starving the happiness that you could actually have in the moment.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's what it's all
like
about. Yeah.
so like we've both read The Power of Now, and that actually talks a lot about it. It's just like
Presence, mate.
just yeah, exactly, just enjoying the presence, because the future is an illusion. Like it's not a thing, it
Only a
hasn't
few minutes
happened
in, we've
yet.
gone deep.
Yeah. But
Everything's an
like
illusion.
you know what I mean, it's
Yeah, it's
like
true though.
that's what it says in the book. It says that like if you place all your happiness like in the future on your like future goals, and like oh I'm gonna be feel happy with myself when I've reached this goal or this destination, like in the present or you're constantly thinking about the future, so you're not actually like happy with like what you're doing on a daily basis, because you're like oh once I get that six pack, or once it's more about the right I can see a little bit more definition in my physique
Yeah,
here, and it all just kind of like compounds, and
yeah,
that's where you get the happiness from, I think.
yeah. And I think the biggest benefit of doing this is it's so much easier to deal with setbacks,
Mm-hmm.
because if you're so like focused on a goal, all you think about is the goal, that whenever something wrong happens, you don't think, oh, well, it's just another step in the process. You think, oh, well, I'm not going to get the goal, or like, why is this happening? I just want the goal. When
Yeah.
actually, like, it is a long process, or most of the time, it's a long process to get whatever you want, and obviously setbacks going to be there. But as long as you think of it as like it's just part of the process, I
Mm.
don't know, I think it makes things so much easier.
But you also remind yourself of like the good moments.
Yeah.
And I also think that then that helps you deal with the setbacks more. Because, for
Mm.
example, if you've had like 6 quality days during the week and you have a bit of a hiccup on like one day, then like you're less likely to focus on that one hiccup day where you didn't feel that you're at your best. But then you're like, Jesus, for those 6 days, I was on top form, and like I was progressing, like whether it's at the gym or just like anything that you've actually like put an aim towards. You go, right, those 6 days heavily contributed towards that, what I wanted to do. And
Yeah.
then like you then focus on that good stuff, and then that's when like your confidence comes, and you can be like, right, when there is a bad day, I know that like that's just one day. Like let's turn the page and let's just like attack the next day. Because as long as you consistently sort of give energy and give attention to like the setbacks and the stuff that is gonna like put you off the rails, you are just going to continue to focus on that, and that is just going to be happening more often. As you said,
Yeah.
like you can deal with the setback because you can be like, right, fuck, that wasn't so good.
Mm.
Like what did we learn? Right, let's go again, sort of thing. Let's get up tomorrow. Let's completely forget about it, and let's continue. Like stuff that you think about for more. You shouldn't think about something for more than like 24 hours, 48 hours, because the world is too quick for you to like keep thinking about that stuff.
Yeah.
So many different things are happening where you're just like, I'm just wasting time thinking about this setback here, you know what I mean?
It's weird though, because most of the time, even I do it myself, is a lot of the time you'll just have like the same thoughts each day, especially if it's like something's gone wrong. Then for the next week, every single day, it's just like repeating in your mind over and over and over again.
Yeah,
It's such a waste of time.
And it's also like, don't get me wrong, it's fucking hard to do.
Oh yeah, it's so much harder like to do than obviously just say.
But I think that's what's good about self-development, is that like it is an ongoing process. Like that is the definition of what we're talking about today. Like you can have a day where like you give in to like your fears and you don't take action, but then like you can learn from that, and then you can be like, right, next time I will take action, and then that builds mental toughness, and then you can just like keep going and going and going and going.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say on tip of my tongue. I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Oh no,
we've had a stinker. Yeah, I don't know. Carry on, mate. If you got anything else.
I don't know. I just think.
I do remember.
Oh, he does remember.
Yeah,
now.
I do remember. So it's because it wasn't one of my points. It was like somebody else had said it.
Right.
But basically, he was talking about like motivation.
Okay.
And if you achieve a goal, then it's like, right, cool, I've achieved it. And then you try and do something else, and you might get a setback, and you might give up. It's like going back to that setback thing.
Yeah.
But say you achieve a goal, and instead of being like, yes, like I've done it, you actually celebrate the process that got you there. And when you look back at the process, you probably be like, oh, like I could have given up then, but I didn't. Or you see all the setbacks that you had on the way to your goal. Then next time you do something, you're like, well, had, I don't know, making up a number, like 15 setbacks when I tried to do that. So let's be prepared to have about the same for this kind of thing. So yeah, when you reach your goal, don't obviously celebrate the goal, but it's more celebrate the process that actually got you there than the goal itself.
Yeah, and I also don't think it's would make sense to like celebrate that win for too long, like, because I think that also breeds a bit of complacency, because it's just like if you've got like a major win, like I just don't think that playing that win, like you get like satisfaction from it in a moment, but there's no point sort of like holding on to the win, because once you are doing, you know what I mean, it's just like, have it as like a success to look back on, but I don't think then that should be like your ceiling for progressing. Like for example, like once you achieve a certain weight target that would allow you to like look good, we keep playing the gym cut example,
like this applies to everything though,
but this applies to everything, but it's just a very it's a good sort of idea in terms of like you can see it in person, like it's a physical representation. Like once you achieve that like weight and that look that you've desired, it obviously like you get to the moment, and then you should always be thinking about like, right, what can I do next? Like now I'm here, right? Like could I get bigger? Now let's start the process of like getting bigger,
and then you get body dysmorphia because you never have it.
yeah. As long as I've been in the gym, I've had body dysmorphia. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's just part of the process.
It's
part of the process. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean. But yeah, like I think we've pretty much covered everything about this topic. But I think it is something to really keep in mind, whatever you're trying to do, really. Obviously, as we've said, like whether it's fitness related, business related, whatever, if you always focus on the end goal, then you're probably not going to be that motivated when you do get like a setback or something. And most of the time, as soon as you reach that goal, it's just, okay, what can I do next? And it doesn't really last that long. So even though, especially when like you're having a bit of a shit time, it is hard to be like, oh yeah, enjoy the process, because it's not that enjoyable. But it is actually like, if you focus on that, then the small little tasks that you have to do day to day, you actually put a lot of effort into them, because you realize like if you do, it's what you do each day that then gets you towards your end goal. It's not just you get the end goal.
I think that's the main thing, what you just said there.
Yeah.
I did forget to mention that, but I would also like leave this podcast with the idea that like your routine is absolutely everything when it comes to like the process. Like if you've got a routine full of bad habits, how can you expect to like achieve whatever you want to achieve at the end? You've got to always, when you are trying to progress in life, you've always got to look at your daily habits and see, like, look at them and be like, right, is this supporting me towards my end goal? Like, for example, like gaining muscle, like what am I eating on a daily basis, and how am I training on a daily basis to get to that end goal? If it's I'm eating shit and I'm training half-heartedly,
it's going to be a long process.
It's going to be a long process, and it's probably not going to be too enjoyable, because you're not actually going to be succeeding like on the daily basis. I think
you don't have any results to keep you going.
Exactly. And like then your motivation will plummet, and then like you'll have no drive, and it just won't be that good for you. So I would definitely say that how you like get to the goal is all about what you do on a daily basis and your routine. It's absolutely everything.
Yeah. Every small little task compounds to make the big goal. It's like a compound effect, isn't it? But yeah, that's it for today's podcast. If you enjoyed, then send us a message. Let us know if you did enjoy it. It's always good to get some feedback. But yeah, that's it for today. As I said before, please do subscribe on the YouTube page, or drop us a follow on whatever platform you're listening to. We'll be back next week with another podcast, so we'll catch you soon.
Peace.